Where are we? we
No,
lost we lost each other there for a second. Sorry. I'm still getting used to this. Oh, it's good to see you, Lalit. It's good to see everybody here. I'm so happy. Bora Bora, prayers all over you. And I know you can't stay. I really appreciate you, though. McGrill, hello, my tarot buddy. McGrill is in the Learn Tarot, and she's doing very good. And there was one, I don't remember what show it was, but maybe it was my community page. I asked for prayers for McGrill's mother, Laura, because she had a challenging diagnosis, had to go in for some surgery and things. She's doing really well. Everything looks really good. Yay. Thanks for all the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful prayers that you sent up. Okay. Thank you. I have Lady Silver here with her questions in capital letters. I really appreciate that. So how we do this is I jibber jabber like this for a second. And then Lalit jibber jabbers. But how we're going to do this is move into Lalit's predictions and insights for the coming week for the stars, how they affect you. And then we come back. We will be doing some readings. I would like to invite people into our studio for the readings. If you would like to come in, if you're coming in on with Chrome, and you don't have to have your camera on as much as your audio so we can hear you, and then we'll have a back and forth kind of reading. Now, you don't have to. I take all the questions at random and star them and get them prepared while Lalit is doing her presentation. And if you have a question that's pressing, you can always donate with a super sticker or Venmo. I see on my phone whether it's a Venmo something, but it will show up on my screen and you will have top priority. So I've got Julie here. What does this?
What does this?
What does this? And my free Denise, yes, favorite. That's
Thank
wonderful.
you, Joyful Journey. My pleasure. Joyful Journey.
Oh, you got the chart. Yay. So we might as well get some housekeeping out of the way, because this coming week, our sweet Lalit will not be doing any of the charts for our gang. She's definitely taking private clients and readings and all that stuff, just like regular. But it looks like she's got a project that's going to go.
There's a new update for the Sirius SIRIUS astrology program that I'm getting, and it's going to take a bit of while to install it and make sure everything's running. If I had commitments to send out charts and I got stuck somewhere, in computer land, netherworld, I didn't want to make a promise I couldn't keep. So it's going to take me a while to update that, and I'm trying to get my website running. So I'm going to be in computer land for next week. Lady Silver, you're welcome.
Awesome. Hey.
Cynthia, I neglected to send you the Zoom recording. I will do that as I made myself a list. See, I wrote it down. Cynthia, Zoom, to remember to tell you as soon as we get off the show, I'll send that over to you.
That's great.
I had such a nice meeting with Cynthia.
I'm so happy. I do have I do have something special as far as a service coming up that's available now. It's on my website, but I'll tell you about it. I'll wait till the end. But again, here is Lalit. If you have a question for us to play with, please write it in capital letters, because these They match my outfit, but they reflect really bad. So if you could do it in capital letters, that's great. And also, we want to hear how your week has been. So, and Joy, and anybody who knows their numbers, you can write your numbers into your question. That would be good. I've got you, Joyful Journey. There's someone else too, but I'll keep looking while Lalit, it's now the Lalit Show.
Okay.
Applause.
How's everyone feeling on this special 2 days we have here of solstice and full moon are so intense and so many things going on. My goodness. Anyway, just to talk a little bit about that, and we're not going to do a lot of technical talk about that because things have fallen in such a way that it's not going to be real obtuse and geeky, and it'll be plain English and things you can understand clearly. So here we go. Let's talk about that. Solstice. To sum it up, the solstice is a time when the earth energy is really intensified. Along all the ley lines and all the magnetic poles, there's a big flow of energy that is stronger because of the way that the earth is positioned, receiving the sun's energy. So this is true for both the winter and the summer solstice. So it's true also for Karina down under. She's got a solstice also, just the winter solstice for her. I think some of us in this heat are wishing we were heading for winter solstice, but not yet. Got a while to go. So the summer solstice occurred on the 20th, yesterday at 1:50 p.m. Pacific time. And the full moon is today at 6:50, 6:00, look, 6:08. We got, the clock turned to 6:08 the minute I said it. It went from 7 to 8 right when I said it. No, that's odd. So full moon precisely exactly when I said that. That's so strange. It's very weird at the exact minute. Anyhow, both of these occurrences have the same effect of intensification of whatever energy is prevalent, is intensified. So there might be some solstices when you're having Mars and Uranus conjunction, and then there's earthquakes all around. Or now we're running into water signs, and you're like lots of flooding and storms and things. So it's intensification, but I'd like to mention that both of these occurrences, the solstice and the full moon, don't normally occur together. They have completely different cycles. So we've had a situation that's similar in the sense of cycles, how cycles work. There's been a cicada invasion, and I don't remember the years of the cycle, but it seemed, so I'm probably off. I'm just remembering that one type of cicada has a cycle that's like 17 years, and another cicada has a 24-year cycle. So they don't normally bloom at the same time. But this year, both of the cycles coincided. So all the cicadas of both types came out at one time, and it was overrunning places. Of course, not in the desert. We don't have that many, but so I didn't see lots of them, although I have seen some here in Las Vegas. When I first saw them, I heard them, I thought a transformer was broken outside. I ran out on the bridge to cross the little river, and I go, what? The Wash, dry bed. A river for us is a dry lake, it floods or it's dry. That's it. We got two types. And I went out thinking the transformer was out because of all this buzzing sound. But anyway, the cicadas, when they come out together, you have millions of them. So now we have the similar situation that the solstice and the full moon give you double duty of intensification. So it's more intense than ever. So I hope that it's a culmination, let's say a culmination of the lunar cycle. So what the intentions that you've been working on for a couple of weeks kind of come to a head, and it's a really good time for finishing to manifest, and everything is at the fullness of the cycle. It doesn't mean you give up and stop working on your stuff, but it means the manifestation is at its culmination. So let's see. What did I want to say else? So regarding, I have a chart of the full moon today. So yeah. So let's just take a look at the chart for a minute, and then we'll push. So this is the full moon chart, and it's for exactly this moment in time. So you will see that we were talking last week about how planets such as Sun, Venus, and Mercury used to be in Gemini. There was a big bunch in the air signs, and these three have moved over into water signs. They're all in Cancer. Sun in Cancer, Venus in Cancer, and Mercury in Cancer. So this is the emotional, sensitive, intuitive, empathic vibration of a spiritual type. And this is all in the sign of Cancer. Exactly opposite that, we have the moon, which is the ruler of Cancer, and it's the empathic, sensitive, spiritual essence, but it's in Capricorn. Opposite. So there's a tug of war going on here, and I'd like you to notice that there's a T-square going from these two, from Cancer, Capricorn, to Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, in Pisces. That's another intuitive and inspirational spiritual sign. And even though it's in Pisces and the other things are in Cancer, normally that would indicate a trine, an angle of water to water, which is fluid and flowing energy. But this is not the case here, because Neptune is at the end of Pisces, 29 degrees. The sun is in 1 degree, the first degree of Cancer. So instead of being 120 degrees apart, they're a square. So this is involving some challenge, or push me, pull you between the ideas. And let me just talk to you, get back to the picture of me. My kitty's chosen this moment to get in a paper bag here and make a lot of noise. If you hear that, that's her. Anyway, the idea is that, let me get the chart down for a minute, that we have the mental, with the mental plane with Mercury, and we have the sign of Capricorn showing structures. So it's the dichotomy between the physical plane of mental and physical earth plane, as opposed to the spirit plane. And I'd like to talk to you about this a little bit, because I think this is the message of this entire cycle. And indeed, it's because of the awakening that we're going into. So you've all heard this expression of, we're not physical beings having a spiritual experience, but we're spirit beings having a physical experience. So that's one way of putting it. And if this is something for us to all contemplate and meditate upon and keep present in our life, because we forget, so when we're born here, we forget, and everything seems so real. We're in this dense reality, and it seems like this is our normal, and the spirit realm is something that we bring to us. So people think we're a physical body and the soul is born in us. The soul comes into our physical body. But it's really the opposite way. It's the opposite. You're not a physical body that the soul enters. It's that you are a big soul, and the body is inside of that higher self, soul. So we see things from the opposite perspective, what they really are. At night we go to sleep and we think we're in dreamland, we're in the astral plane, but it's the opposite. Our real being, our higher self, is all the time in the higher plane, and we go to sleep and have a dream here. And now Shakespeare and great authors have talked about this and said, all the world's a stage, and all the world, it's the dream. Life is but a dream. And so it's like we are here as players, in a stage play, we all have roles, and that is very real to us now. I mean, I've spent my life doing stage plays and working in musical theater because that's been my job. And you get really close to the cast members. You feel them as your real family. You get into the role and you emotionally immerse yourself, and it's very real for you at a time. And then when the show ends after a few months, you're devastated because your family is gone. Now, where's my family is dissipating? And so it is for us here on Earth. We tend to think that this is but we're in a play, but it's real for us for the time. It's totally real. And when we wake up, we say, oh boy, that was some play that I was in. And oh, wow, that was really intense. That was exciting. This happened, that happened. And this was all part of the roles that we've chosen for now. So when things start getting really intense, as they are going to be, coming up with the political situation and whatnot, that's happening. We talked about the Trump thing. We've got the debates. So who knows if that's even going to happen, but it's going to be very intense, and the election cycle and whatnot. When this is happening, pull out to 30,000 feet and don't get involved in that negative thing, because as much as we don't like what's going on with division and people hatred and violent threats against people that shouldn't be happening, if we get caught up into that, we are part of the problem. And the harder you push against something, the more power you give it. And here's an interesting thing that I heard of. I had a music student that she was a nun and had been living with Mother Teresa, but in India, but she had to come home because she got very sick in India and had to come to San Diego to get healthy. But Mother Teresa was asked to participate in an anti-war demonstration. And she was very, so here's what she said, and I'd like you to take this same stand. It'll give you more power to achieve what we all needing to achieve. So they asked her to attend an anti-war demonstration, and she said, no, I can't participate in anything anti-war, but I'm happy to participate in a peace demonstration for peace. So put your energy for peace, not against it. So, because if you're going against something, you're giving that power. And this is true also in your manifestation, for example, in your personal life. If you say, I hate being poor, I don't want to be poor, I don't want to be poor, I don't want to live in it, then you are giving power to your own poverty. Whatever you push against, you get. And so really watch your thoughts, because your mental life and the thoughts that you put out are what you get. The universe doesn't understand the word no. It doesn't get it if you say, I don't want any blank. That's what you're going to get, because the universe hears that thing. And I've learned that the hard way. And I had some instances in manifestation that happened to me like that. And finally, it hit me over the head. And I go, yes, okay. So focus your mind on what you're thinking. Observe your thoughts. And when you see it go through, nip it in the bud. Because if it doesn't last more than a few seconds, I think they figured out like 17 seconds is some kind of threshold anyway. If you stop giving it power, observe it and say, oh, I'm going to go in the other direction, have a go-to thing. I have my kitties here that I love, and I go to something that will stop a negative thought, because you don't want to be giving power to that side. So instead of being against something or not liking something, go for what you do love. Go for what you are in faith, what you want to build up. So if there's darkness, you can't dispel it unless you put in some light. Light is the only thing that will get rid of the darkness. So you you need to counter the darkness that you see, not by going against darkness, but by bringing in the light. So that means we have to be more whole. And, joy, happiness. So take your own pursuits of joy, happiness, health, giving health to other people, the things that you can do in this area will do more for the world than anything else that you can do. So that is the message, I think, of this full moon and of this solstice is the balance between the mental plane, of mental construct, and the spirit of what we have on Earth, and the spirit realm, and how to and how to live. The spirit realm is gaining strength, and the veil is thinning, and our world is transforming. The Earth is having to go through changes to accommodate this transformation, and that's why we're seeing all of the water purification things, the flooding, the rain. It seems like terrible events, but from a big perspective, these are things that the earth needs to do. The earth body needs to be heal herself, and they're actually spiritual changes that are going on as much as there are tragedies in people's lives. From the big picture, the earth is needing to do these changes. And so in this solstice and full moon cycle, and we're going to be, it's a 2 weeks of wrapping up the lunar cycle. You bring to conclusion the things that you've been working on for the past 2 weeks. And for me, I'm going to be getting my new astrology program running and get my website. Those big things, the big projects that I want to do are all coming to the culmination right now. And I'll be developing it this week. And that's why taking a little bit of time from handing charts out to the class, because it's going to take some bit of time and I really need to do that. So I'm able to do a better job here for this group and generally speaking. So happy solstice, happy full moon. May it bring you blessings. And when there's turmoil around you, go back to that thing that you're in the play, you're the actor, and you chose the part. You weren't cast by some director. You were the one who chose this part. So what is the lesson for you that you have set up? Always ask yourself that when problems occur. What is the lesson? Why are you going through this? What is the highest good for everyone? And that's what we all want to work for, the highest good for all. So there you have it.
Uh-oh, what happened here?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Hey, there we are.
There you are.
I lost myself.
You lost yourself.
Oh, there we are.
Oh, no.
We're a little better now. So that was some great information, and it's a good reminder to always have the positive, to ask for the positive instead of bitching about the negative, which I love to do.
Dr. John, my favorite piano player, has a song about that. It's called Accentuate the Positive. Accentuate the positive. Eliminate the negative. Don't you mess with Mr. In Between.
Yeah.
So that is the message. Thank you for putting it into a song. Accentuate. Chew, as in chewing tobacco. Chew tobacco. The positive. Accentuate.
Now we're getting into shamanism.
Well, it is Narlin's song. I'll play it next time we come on. It's beautiful. I just love it. It's really got a beautiful rhythm.
I think a lot of people will remember that song. Now, on past solstices, I would go see UFOs, and
Where did you go?
Mount Rainier, Cougar Rock, and I was in Hawaii one time during the solstice, and I was in a pool, just like I was in the pool. My friend was sitting opposite me, but on the pool edge with his feet dangling. And he was looking over my head, and I kept looking, and I kept looking like, what are you looking at, Tony? And he says, do planes fly and make right angles? And, and I said, no.
Depends. Yeah,
No,
from
that's funny.
Arcturus, they do.
Yeah, the Arcturus, yes, they do. But I would go to Cougar Rock. But I have a story about the winter equinox.
Winter solstice.
Isn't it the
Winter is a
opposite?
solstice. No, the equinox occurs in autumn and spring.
Oh, what do you mean?
Equal days. Winter
Well,
solstice.
what's December 21st?
Winter solstice.
Winter solstice. Okay, so my brother, growing up, winter solstice is the shortest day of the year. So the summer solstice is the longest day of the year.
Except for Karina, and there it's the opposite day.
I understand. My story was when I was a kid, and my brothers would always give me the razz, and it was a horrible childhood. But I always had a secret giggle in my heart because he was born December 21st. So I thought, serves you right. You have the shortest day on your birthday because you don't deserve a full length day because you're so mean to me. And when I was having to set the table, I would lick his fork and giggle through dinner. That's how I kept alive, kiddos. That's how I did it. So how did everyone else when you were little kids learning about these different shifts and moons? Did you have any exposure to it at all? What was a ritual? Did you ever do a ritual that like paid off with ghosts, or because the veil is quite thin? We'd like to hear. So nice. Oh, we've got a few other people. We've got someone from your channel here. Deanna, blessings to all. Thank you. Blessings right back to you. And I don't know if you missed this. The great and wise Lalit from Micro. Dave Tan, nice to see you. I love that. So, and she thought my little story was pretty funny.
That is funny.
So now
how many brothers did you have?
2, but one was 4 years older, so he was like doing his own thing, and the other one was 11 months younger, and it was just a torment. It's just the way it is. But I always had I had a full birthday. He had a shorter birthday.
Well, if you were in Anchorage, it would make a big difference. Were you growing up in Anchorage? Because Debra was born in Anchorage.
Born in Anchorage, and that was when it was a territory. It wasn't a state at the time, but I was born on an Air Force base, so I am American. No, but I wasn't raised. I was just born there. There it is. Sibling rivalry. Yes. Everyone's experienced it, especially us 11s, right, Cynthia? So there you are. I'm going to go into the starred spots. Oh, I have an announcement. I have talked, there were 2 new, while I was on with Allie, I have 2 new members that joined the Learn Tarot and Numbers level, the highest level of my membership. And I always meet everybody on Zoom so we can actually have like a real class instead of I can really teach you. And Captain Morgan did email me his email address, which is great, but I'm going to ask you to, Lalit, please pronounce
Hinemarima.
Hinemarima. I did put it on my community page to please email me so I can get you on the list. So Hina Maramara. So if anybody sees Hina Maramara on any other channel, just say, hey, give Debra it's just my name at yahoo.com. So can't go wrong. So thank you. Thank you. Now there were a couple of things. I love this group because you can get some snide remarks around town. And I've got some questions, but they're something that McGrill said. Okay. So Lalit, said yesterday would be emotional, and she was 100% on point. So bravo! I love having that feedback, don't you? That's going to come.
May I interject? You reminded me of something that I forgot I forgot to say, and that what you just said. There was one thing I wanted to bring up about the coming week, which is June the 26th. June the 26th. And thank you for reminding me, because I had made a note not to forget to say this, and I did, but you got it. You got it. On June 26th, this is like other than that overarching thing that goes for the next couple of weeks of the balance between spirit and physical realm. On the 26th, Mercury in Cancer will be trine Saturn in Pisces. So this is a time for emotional, and for this it can be it's going to be a strong tension between those forces, enough so that you may feel a sense of inner conflict and struggle, and maybe some sadness, because Saturn and Neptune can create a feeling of oppression and sadness. Maybe you feel like a damp cloth is thrown over your body and your head, and you just can't think straight, or something like that, because Saturn restricts and is wanting to build structure, and Neptune is wanting to dissolve into the spirit realm. So it's a lot of conflict there, and you might be feeling out of sorts on the 26th. So that if that happens to you, you ride the wave, because you're going to have no other choice. But you say, okay, I knew I was going to feel this way today, so I'm going to make myself some chamomile tea and go have a nice nap or something. Hit the reset button.
I love
Something
that.
like that. So the 26th is a day like that. And thank you I meant to bring that up, and you reminded me, so thank you.
I love that. Chiaku just came on, and here you are. You found
There's Hinemarima.
Hinemarima. And she was saying, yes, sorry, I've had a very trying week. There is no apologies needed. I just want to make sure that because you're investing money in this information. If I will email you the replay link so you can keep up or whatever. But I just love my memberships. We're having such a great time. There's one that's just tarot, but we go pretty deep in it, and it's really, really fun. And there's one that is tarot and numbers. We go pretty deep in that too. So I listened to someone that does numerology, and they were was it numerology or was it something else? Anyway, they did something else, and they were saying there are certain times when it's really you need to lay low. It's what the message was, just like what you were just saying. It's just going to be there, kind of lay low. And the person who was interviewing says, now, isn't there something we can do to shift energy and just go ahead and keep moving forward with the project or whatever he was talking about? He goes, no, these are the times when you lay low.
Mm-hmm. You're paddling upstream doing that.
It feels like the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is the one with the lady laying down, and there's four swords. And that usually means rest after a long battle. If it comes in reversed, it doesn't mean that resting spot isn't available. It means you're not listening to it. So, so just know that there's going to be a day that you just going to sit back and have some tea. take in a movie. Don't worry about anything else. Let me go to the stars. Okay, I've got Lady Silver. Lady Silver said she was new here and she wanted to join your channel, so we got her over there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's for, and I don't remember if did you put your numbers in, Lady Silver? Let me just go and check. Or do you know your numbers, Lady Silver? Okay, no, that's fine. So, well, so your cards will Tuesday go well, and will they ask me to work again? So, those of you taking tarot, studying tarot, here's the teacher in me. I'm going to mix up my cards. Where are they? Oh, here they are. And mix up my cards and deal 5 cards out. Because what she's saying is a yes, no question. Will it go well? Yes or no? Now, it doesn't mean that if it says no, it's not going to go well. What it means is that it will explain within the reading why the answer is no. And all that you would need to do, Lady Silver, is shift the perspective, and so it can go well. That's one of the really cool parts about getting a psychic reading, is saying, okay, what am I up against? Okay, I'll walk to the left instead of the right. Right. So I'm going to deal 5 cards out. Will it go well? The answer is absolutely yes. It's going to go well. And will they offer? This is the tricky part. So inside the 5 cards is going to tell me why it's yes, why it's no. So I do believe they would like to have you stay on or do another project or whatever it is. But I'm not sure you'll want it, because I don't know if the money's going to be there for you. And here's why. This is the Emperor card reversed. Emperor meaning upright is just, it's corporation. It's like structures. Well, it's reversed. I think it needs to save money or something. They really do rely on your work, the 8 of Pentacles. But I think the reason I say you may not take it is the four of Pentacles. That, the offer may not be sweet enough for you. I do see you walking away if that is the truth. So that's a new perspective. So the answer is yes, it'll go well. Yes, they'll invite you to stay on or just, start a new project. But there's other things to think about. So, and I hope that helps you. Let me just move that away. And Joyful would like to know, do you have Joyful?
I got it. I actually got it.
Okay, Joyful, hold on, honey. I'm going to take your question away and then move away myself.
So I'm enlarging it a little bit. So part of it's not on screen because I did not get permission from her to show stuff. So I'm going to eliminate a little piece of it. So she was unsure of her birth time. So there's a little caveat here. And the question was about job. If the birth time is relatively correct, Mars is right at the midheaven showing, showing that, so here's Mars right at the place of the job. And then over here in the place of relationships, you're transiting Mars is, so that it would be showing that there's been some kind of butting of heads or unpleasant dealings with somebody at work, or you need to have peace of mind at your workplace that you have not had in relationships that you felt compatibility. There's a lot of competition or argumentative people or people that were just not your cup of tea. And you want to be in a surrounding that is more harmonious. If you are Libra rising, and I think you are, You know, balance and harmony are very important to you, and you don't need strife at the workplace. So I would say that in the month, you have these transiting planets up at the top: Sun, Venus, and Mercury, all going out of Cancer and approaching your 10th house of work, where opportunities should arise in the next month. In about a month, things might come to fruition, but you should be putting out feelers now, and do a little bit of thinking about your birth time, just in case that is not correct. But I think in a general terms, those are going to be true for you, that you really need you need more harmony and feeling of peace in your workplace, because you're not well if you don't have that, and that's been a problem. So that's what I think.
Cool. So that was for Joyful Journey.
Joyful. Yeah, and I luckily had written down her email, because I have things filed under her name, and I'm making a chart, an Excel file. So I have some people go by email or screen name, and I can't figure out who is this, how is it listed on my chart. I'm making a list, so there won't be any more confusion, and I can pull them up, ding, immediately.
Ding. That's those are the sound effects too. Say, Julie made a statement that I missed earlier about what last week we were talking. This came in when we were talking about last week, and she says making mistakes. Julie M. So I will need to, and you also, Julie, you also asked for some cards. So let's get this out of the way. These mistakes. And I'm doing a full Celtic this time, because it gives me a bigger picture of what those mistakes might be. And so here's the deal. There's a very important card in your reading called the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is this beautiful, beautiful gal. She's got swords all over herself. She's bound. She's blindfolded. She's got her hands bound. But she put herself in here. Now, I don't want to be rude or anything, but I get this card when change is needed, but you don't want it to disrupt your life. So I believe that when things start coming your way, and you think you're making mistakes, but you're not. Let me tell you, you're not. What each mistake is asking you to do is to choose differently. So because that will stop as soon as you choose differently. What I'd like to do is introduce a new perspective. I just want to tell you, I don't know anything about your life, but I want to tell you the history of this card for me as an advisor. I'll have a client call, and they just have a horrible relationship. They have like a new business starting, and that's going really awful. They have a child, let's say, and they are living together. They're combining resources, but not married. And I get the I get the Tower, which means rebuilding your idea of what is true. And then I get the Eight of Swords telling me that, you're feeling you're at no choice, because I'll just say it. If you move out of this situation, your standard of living might change, because you'll have to leave this man who's providing for you. And that means your job, your new business might wane, because you won't have enough to perpetuate forward, because you've grown into this idea of being coupled with someone and sharing resources and things like that. Now, I did, and she said, you're right, this one gal. I said, I don't want you to say you have no other choices, because you know you do. And what life is asking you to do is to entertain the thought that maybe what you're going through right now is so kind of rotten that you should entertain the thought. It doesn't mean you have to actually do it, because life will make it happen if you don't choose it first. But just entertain the thought of what you could do other than feeling stuck and frustrated with the life that is actually moving around you. So it's just a little shift in perspective, looking outside the box. And those feelings that you make a lot of mistakes and things like that. I got to tell you, a very wise woman, this Andrea Hess, that I took some classes from, said something very wise. There's rarely do you make a mistake where you can't unmake it. Right? If you buy a car you end up not liking, you can just buy another car. I understand that if you're making mistakes in front of people, then you think, how do I rebuild their respect for me? All of that. You just need to remember that that's not the definition of our world anymore. This is a new earth. We need to look at things a little bit differently. We need to add numbers differently. We have to move into these new modalities and feel more confident in our own self. But that's easy for me to say when you're frustrated. Do you have anything to add? Does something come to mind?
Mistake can
Yeah.
be the opportunity for a really good lesson, and that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Oh, I'd love to know your numbers too. I never remember anybody's numbers.
I don't remember people's
I
charts. You
know.
can't
Yeah.
keep all that. No,
I
you can't
know.
keep all that in your head,
It's this
because you would.
tiny little
You
brain.
I don't have enough memory space, but I need a new memory card for that.
I do have. So, welcome, Andrina, and I've got you down. Oh, Dave Tan, thank you so much for coming in. I know, enjoy your dinner. Hi, Charlie. Oh, she says making mistakes in the chat box. Well, those are easy to correct. And believe me, we will not hold anything against you, sweetheart, ever. So let me just see. Cynthia has written something. Debra, I will leave you a comment. 2 things I have to do first. I'm going to contact your friend Linda. Yes, first. And then second, I want to learn numerology. Good. I'm here to teach you and get you off on there. Thank you. Oh, it's good to know. And I've got you starred Julie. Thank you, sweetheart. And remember, when I tell you your numbers, just remember them, so then you can just put it in the chat. Julie just gave me her numbers. So it's one of those years, your personal year is that you need everything in order. And you know what? You're really good at everything in order.
Oh, God.
Everything's got to be perfect and beautiful, so that you're holding yourself and others kind of too close to the line of perfection. 50. Okay. Oh, yes, you're very talented. So here's the deal. I'll give you a hint. If you find yourself, let me just double check. Yeah. If you find yourself all moody and bummed out, you need to create something. I don't care if it's just a doodle on a paper, or write a list out, or research something that is creative, like how to paint a picture or how to teach a course, anything like that. Even if it's just for 15 minutes, you will pull right out of your blue mood. So that is.
Do you see Hinemarima's comment? It says, Thanks you for the heads up on the 26th. I implement your astrology advice, especially at the clinic. It helps me deal with our patients. So yes, if you work at a clinic or if you're a teacher of small children, those are places where the people are very highly sensitive to the moon. I remember teaching, little classes of little children, and the teachers like, "What's going on today? Everyone's going crazy." Oh yeah, that's right. It's a full moon today. They really act up, and people in the clinic and in institutions of that type, and children really respond. So if you're not aware of that going, if you know this is coming, you brace yourself or have some extra little activities and things.
Right. And don't take yourself or others too
Don't worry about it. Yeah,
seriously.
you have to let it go. You have to.
Yeah, because Julie was saying, I'm in a funk. You know what? Serving another person will get you out of that funk.
So true.
Yeah. Feeling stuck. Here we go. Love that advice. Creative expression when feeling stuck. I'll take that advice. Yep. Even if you sit and try to write some letters with calligraphy, that just rewires your brain.
Cynthia, were you trying to say I'm not a healer? Is that what you were? Is that a typo?
I'm not a helper or a healer. I'm not a healer per se, but always put your questions in capital letters.
I think she was
it's a helper for us girls, us on the older side. I know I've been all of my life that I don't need glasses. I've been very, very lucky. And now that I have my boyfriend as my computer monitor, that makes my eyes go crazy. Okay, now I've got to go back to this. And okay, I've got you. It's so nice to have everyone here.
Thank you, Sharon Sipe. Thank you so much.
Oh, is Sharon here?
Sharon is here, and she has a little wrench. She's working.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharon.
Oh, Cynthia says, I ride the special needs children on a speaker.
Oh, that is really the place. Yes, I've taught autistic preschool. Yeah, that is where those kids really respond to lunar cycles. Oh boy, do they. You'll notice it. It's good to be, as Deborah says, forewarned is forearmed.
A lot of people do that. Let's see. What is coming my way with 7 and 2 year? Oh, Louisa. That looks Louisa. Let's see what's revving up for you. Ha. Nice. You got 2 aces. So it's exciting. One is reversed, but I'm not going to nag on you about that. It's kind of, I kind of like the reverse reading on this. So your work is very good. So, and the 3 of Pentacles is anything that's tangible. So it doesn't have to be physical work. It could be your relationships. It's like you're very, very good at what you do. In other words, when you do something, you've got the receipts to say, the backup paperwork to say, yeah, this is how it goes. I do have a lady in your life that may or may not be bothering you. She's an older lady, Queen of Pentacles reversed, coming in. This could be a boss that is coming in to say, I don't think she's mean. I think she's just absorbed in herself. And at times you quietly rely on the reactions and actions of others to figure out if you're doing well or not. A lot of people do that. Me, I just say, hey, did you like that? Oh, good. Okay, that's good, right? But with you, you stand back a little bit and observe. You're a quiet observer. Um, you I see love coming in. It doesn't necessarily mean that new love per se, but when I get the Ace of Cups, if you're with someone, then that relationship will have a deepening. If you're not with someone, you may meet someone. But what I'd like to say is, I think you're going to be offered something, an activity or an impulse to do something you really, really, really like. That sounds really awesome, that you've never kind of done before, but always wanted to. And I do have the another ace, the Ace of Swords. It is reversed. Uh, I kind of like this combination of upright Ace of Cups with the reversed Ace of Swords. And here's why. I don't want you thinking too much. I want you feeling. I don't want you thinking. So this is just go by the seat of your pants this week and enjoy what's coming in. There's going to be some new things, but don't talk yourself out of anything. Don't start overthinking things, and just go with the flow. It looks like a really good week. Really good week. Thank you, Louisa.
Cynthia wanted us both to throw some cards.
Right,
I did it. I just threw some cards
wait.
while you were doing that.
Here's wait. I need to say, we're going to stop everything. I need to say, if you need an astrology reading, Lalit rocks, my friend. Trust me. Thank you for that.
Oh, thank you, Cynthia.
Yay. Okay, we'll get to her question now. Go ahead.
All right. I got some cards here for regarding Cynthia's endeavors, she said. So the card I pulled representing her, I think this is fabulous, the Ace of Wands. So Cynthia, you're about to embark on in a uncharted waters, some brand new adventures of which have a very great potential for wonderful outcomes. And there a little bit of an obstacle or the problem might be you may have to tighten the belt a little bit monetarily in order to get some steam. You may have some expenses that you have to cover, so you need to watch your lifestyle. So spend money on those things that are really important, but watch the budget. And you have had like rewarding relationships and love and things in your life, but you have a total new direction, a rebirth. It's like a start over. And the death card is transformation. I read it in this way. A total new rebirth. And regarding yourself, you've got the Lovers for beautiful. This is beautiful for relationships and just a new way of relating with people. Love and understanding and new communication skills that you're developing. And I think this may be talking about. I really saw in Cynthia's chart that she is a natural born healer.
Mm-hmm.
And so you, I think, have a new, but you're an apprentice in this stuff. So you have a little bit of learning to do. Linda would really direct you in the right way in this. For this, I think you need some direction to get you started. But even though you're natural, this will help your talent really grow. And it will bring you through a total change of your life. You're going to be a new person, reborn in a way that you can't even fathom. You'll look back and you say, I can't believe that that I've changed so much. And I think that you are just showing, in the end, you're going to be really changing. So everything's going to be different. And you're just going to be reborn as a new person, and your life is going to be, you're just going to blossom in a way that you can't even foresee the way that it's going to turn out.
That's a cool reading. Well, I have something like that here. I've got the action card with the Queen of Wands, which is always kind of nice, upright, so it's not too overwhelming. But the cool thing I have here is Justice and Emperor. It's almost like when this next phase you're going into, if it's less, I'll just say metaphysics, then you're going to learn, how do I say it? You're going to learn it as if you're going to teach it. That's the key, because you want to learn certain things, astrology and numerology and all that stuff. But all of that just sinks in really quickly when you know you're going to be teaching it. And you have a unique way of pulling it with the Emperor. You have a unique way of pulling it into the mundane. And so you can go up to the lofty ethers and commune with all the high priestess and all your tribe on the other side. But when you come back with the message, it's down to earth. It's practical. It really, really serves others quite well. So it looks pretty good. I like it. I like it. New endeavors, go for it. Go for it. And don't worry about it not, if you have to spend a little money, that's fine, but it's all right. Adriana has a very interesting story here. May I have a reading? Feel like I've been needing some guidance, and my baby was scrolling through my phone, landed on this video, points to me and says, "Mama," as she points back to the video. Thank you, baby. Thank you, and welcome, Adriana. Oh,
that's sweet. How, Adriana, that's how you landed at this show? Your baby told you to watch it? That's something amazing. Out of the mouth of babes, they say.
Thank you. So what I would love to read you, sweetheart. What I'd like to do is, if in the chat you could go ahead and put in your birth date, that would be great. And so I'll watch for that. And absolutely, I'm going to throw some cards. Sure, Cynthia. Cynthia says thank you. So if you're new to the channel, Adriana, what we do is we meet every Friday night at 6 p.m. and not this week, but next week, following week. What Lalit does is you send her your birth information with the time. And if you don't know your time, you need to say you don't know the time, but all of that stuff. And then, but you have to send her in an email to her, which is astrologyvibrations@gmail.com. And she'll send you a packet. And
after a week, because I'm getting my new program.
Yeah, I just said that. I know. I just said that. Yeah. So date, time, place of birth, astrology vibrations. There's an S on the end there. And what comes back is a packet. So when you come on Friday nights, you have your chart in front of you, and Lalit will also, be able to show you how to read your chart in that manner. Plus, she's going to have everyone she's done in a file. So when you come in and you need guidance, she'll pull your chart up. I see here for your reading, I would love to read for you. I'm going to see here if you wrote your numbers down. I do numerology. That's why I like birth numbers, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to put it in there, sweetheart. So I love that story about pointing to the video. You are so sweet.
That is amazing.
I just love that.
You had the wisdom to follow her advice.
Yes.
That's something.
And that's one of the things. That's one of the things about numerology too, is you can see where your family members' numbers are and how to understand them. if you're having trouble. I wish I had numerology before the whole time I was with my brother nagging at me. I was still licked his fork anyway, even if I did understand what made him tick. So I do see you pausing and not moving forward. And this is the wise thing to do. So if you're struggling with a decision, or if you're worried about not doing enough, or you should be doing this, if you have any sentences in your mind saying the word should, that's bad. Well, it's not bad, but I just want you to witness it, be the observer, not the victim of it. But I have a really cool card here, and it's called the Hanging Man. The Hanging Man is in the deck for Spirit to tell you that you need to look outside the box in your thinking. What should you look at? Well, there's something in your life that you need to stop feeding, stop putting energy to, and you're resisting that. I have the Death card, and that tells reversed, which tells me there's been a natural ending of something, but you're resisting letting it go. Take your time with that, of course, because we need to grieve and whatever that is. It could be as simple as giving up sugar for a weekend, or giving up. I mean, I don't know what it is, but there's come a natural ending to something. Your body says no more sugar, or whatever. You fill in that blank. Now, you need this time to rethink of the other possibilities. Maybe look outside of yourself with friends. Getting psychic readings, they're all over. Our group always gives psychic readings to help with insight, but it doesn't look like you'll be able to move forward or feel confident in moving forward until you get this one thing kind of aligned, so you can move away from something you've put some time and effort into, but it's Spirit sitting there right with you during this whole time. And it could be, like I said, it's no big deal. It could be just something very, very simple, like, oh yeah, I forgot I gave up sugar this weekend. I better put my snow cone away. But just be mindful that there's something you haven't thought of just yet. But it's available to you, and you just need a little time to not have an opinion about every single thought you have come into your mind right now. So there we are. God bless you. Thank you so much for coming in and stopping. You hug your baby for us and kiss your baby for us. This is such a sweetheart. We have been on over an hour. It's about, I don't want to bore everybody and risk losing your interest. But we really appreciate you. I do have some specials going on while Lalit is learning her process. I have a soul profile available on special. It's half price. What that tells you, it's on my website, and the special is going to be on for a little while. Will tell you what planet of origin your soul originated on. It will tell you your superpowers, which also is your kryptonite, but your divine centers, divine gifts. It will tell you whether you are a walk-in soul or a mono soul. When I'm reading you, if it's the first breath of life I'm reading or the second breath of life I'm reading, I can fill that in. And I do also put in some soul specialization, something your soul is just really, really quite good at, where you can lean into the concept of that. And that, my friend, will take you way out of the hanging man energy. I'll tell you, that'll help you think outside the box for sure. It's called a soul profile. It's on special on my website. Appreciate it if you just kind of read into it. Also, I have an ebook that is free to download to tell you a whole lot about it. And just go to my website, and it's a pop-up that shows up few seconds after you're on my site. Just download it. It's free, and it'll tell you more about it. But God bless you guys. Thank you, Lalit. We got to do this again next week.
Happy solstice to everyone.
Yes,
And
yes.
a blessed new moon cycle. May it bring you all kinds of benevolence.
God bless everyone. Thank you so much. And we are going to land this plane by dancing off stage. So